2 coins. I initially said I would only announce 1 coin, but we're gonna announce 2 crazy new coins that we're mining here in the pit bunker. Okay, what I do here is I turn this water on because I have this button that allows me to do it from my phone, but for some reason it's not working. Now, what we have inside here is a 1 horsepower pump pumping through 1.5 inch pipe. So that is moving up against the water wall and keeping this cool. So let's go take a tour. We're keeping this clean. If you notice, my car is finally out of here. It's not 100% working, but it's really, really stinking close. And we're totally gonna announce 2 coins now. And there's no echo for all you other wonderful, faithful followers who watched just a second ago. There shouldn't be an echo. Woo, isn't that amazing? Okay, let's go up and check the temperature here because I think it's gonna be good. Okay, yes, it is good. It is good. And all we did was change the fans out. It's 84 degrees. Isn't that amazing? We're also adding another internet right here, and then we're gonna change out this to a smart switch. This is our Walton server, baby. Yep, this is running all the calculations for your blocks, and we added a backup power. Yep. So now we don't have to worry about running out of power when the main line right there is killed. This will back it up and we won't lose anything. Okay, here we go. This is awesome. Whoop! Okay, we're on the roll. So this is the water wall, and it is made out of aluminum, and it is running consistently throughout the day. We had these fans on, but I think it's actually cooler without the fans on. Explain that one. But we got some working out to do because, as you can see, the brown means wet and the light brown means hot. So that's not good. Let me give you an example. So I'm going to give you an example here. What this is where the air is moving very fast through here, and that is because the wall is trying to the air is trying to move out of the building and cool. But right here, it is warm. Like, you can feel the temperature of the air outside. And this is bone dry, bone dry. This is ice cold. Like, I mean, seriously, like you could probably drink a cold drink off of this. But we got massive leaks here, like, right? I mean, it's just pouring down the wall, right? And we got some tape jobs, so we got to figure that out. So 2 things mainly is, how do we get water on every part of the pad, and then how do we get the water that's on the pad to not be leaking throughout the rest of the wall. Now, that is running through a 1.5 inch pipe across the top, shooting onto the gutter, spraying down over the pad, and pushing around 3,000 gallons of water an hour currently. Maybe 4 if we're lucky, but I think 3,000 is probably the most accurate. So throughout the day, do the calculations. That's a lot of water being recycled. Now, you have to account for evaporative, right? Because that's exactly what this thing does, and it evaporates. So some of the water actually is being evaporated, and we're having to fill that tub up down there because of the amount of water that is being sucked through the system. So, we still good? Okay, everybody's happy with us, no echo. So we're gonna do this again. We're gonna go show our amazing door. Yep, we're gonna show you the door again. So what we do is we take this door off, like so, put it to the side, and now we can see inside of the water wall. So, there it is. So inside up there is where everything's running out of, and that is why we are able to pull the air consistently instead of the air being pulled up right over the top or the sides, if you guys are wondering. So a lot of people would say, well, he doesn't have it correct because it's not working right because it's the garage is right there. Well, no, that's not true at all. So now you understand the amount of work. Anyways, that's probably really loud. The amount of work that went into just cooling your rigs. And my buddy, they are staying cool. Woo! We gotta get the water off of this. Okay, here we go. We're going back. All right, so these fans are our backup emergency fans, as you guys may have heard or seen before. And if you guys are wondering, how the heck am I moving a mobile station at such a high quality? Hello. John is here!
I kinda It's so cold.
Isn't it amazing?
It's great.
Now, did you expect it to be that cold?
No.
No.
That's a crazy idea.
Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
A lot of your ideas are crazy. Yeah.
Oh, he was not on his mic.
I just realized that my mic
John is here!
What's up, everybody?
Let's pretend he was talking the whole time and you heard him.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's cold back here. It's great.
That's awesome.
Great.
So, what brings you here, John?
Well, I really like crypto, and I decided to quit my decently paying full-time job with benefits and a 401k to do crypto full-time. And the gravity of the situation is now sinking in. What have I done? This is ridiculous. But I'm all in now. All in. That's how much I believe. So
we are so excited to have him here.
So
this is amazing.
I'm here.
Oh my goodness. You guys remember him from the streams in Pennsylvania, and he is moving this amazing little stream cart around that we just like built to try to show you guys. But this is how the water wall is looking currently. I'm facing the wrong direction, of course. But so we're using 4 cooler pads, 4 times the size of what it was. So it goes all the way down. You're looking at about 32 feet or so, and that goes down there. Make sure your thing's muted when you're just in case. Okay, so what does that mean for you? We're gonna repeat ourselves, but what does that mean for you? That means your rigs are staying cool, ice cold, very nice and cold. That's the goal here. So if you go check these out, it is about the 84 degrees, which is perfect temperature in my opinion. 87 is a terrific temperature on a hot day. It is a 94 degrees outside here in the wonderful area of Paducah, and it is 84 in here. So legit 10 degrees cooler, and that's awesome for your rigs. So the cold air is working through the wall, and I need to back up a little bit, or we need to raise the camera up. So the wall is working. Now, if we pull the bottom up, there you go. If we can clear out some of these areas where the hot air is pushing through, then the cold air will be even better. And I imagine we can drop it another 3 or 4 degrees on a day like today. Easy, easy. But it's gonna take a lot of configuring, probably an entirely new gutter system, in order to not have these leaks, and the amount of water that we're pushing through is just ridiculous. But this has been such a learning curve, because anybody that comes in here and sees these are like, I've never seen this before. I don't know what the heck it's doing. How are these guys doing this? What does it do? What's the point? Why don't you just buy an AC unit and all this? And anybody that builds rigs knows that you want to keep your air moving. That's the whole goal here. Those fans, since they turned on, have not turned off. They have been on 24/7 for almost the bottom one a month now, and then the second one has been probably 2 or 3 weeks. So they are non-stop. So any questions in the chat? Put your question in the chat. We're gonna head ourselves over to the coins over here and go check these out, if that's possible. Okay, let me get past this, and here we go. Make your wide turn. All right, so we've got our little stools here that help us with our Legomades, and the fans are, the bottom one is a 32,000 CFM, and the top one is 24,000 CFM. As you can see, the top one is running way more consistently than the bottom one. Well, not consistently, but I guess you could say more. There's just something wrong with the bottom one, right? I mean, it's like off kilter or something. So the bottom one is like all janky, right? And like wee. The top one, you can't even see it moving. That's how crazy fast and good it is. But it's okay. Until they break, we're not gonna worry about it. But yeah. So as far as the rigs go here, we got 2 different rigs. They're looking amazing. They are both 8 cards, and then there's an Aeon 5 card. Look at that, I'm already sneaking the coins in there. So this is a rig. Let me turn this fan off a minute here, so maybe you can hear me a little bit better. these rigs are pushing out some serious amount of heat. It's just outrageous. I'll start sweating under here if I stay here too long. These are server power supplies, 1,200 watts, and both of them together, plus the main board, is 3,200 watts to run this rig. And this server power supply, I don't know if you can hear that, it's really pushing. So again, we're gonna have to test our power, make sure we don't have too much on this load, and the same with this one. So this is another one. This is about equal on the power, the consumption here. This is an 8-card rig. So the first 8-card, well, 1080 Ti rig, yeah. First 8-card 1080 Ti rig that we have built. I'm starting to sweat under here. It's so hot. But it's surprising that the air through here really helps. So we don't want to block any of this off, because obviously the heat's coming up here and just going off right off to the side. Now this one is a 5-card rig here, and that is only actually running 2,200 watts. So that's actually a pretty good amount for that rig. So let's talk about them. Let me show you the rigs. I'm gonna have John talk to you and go click on their website and show you the 2 different rigs. We're announcing a VO. This is VO coin running on Windows 10. VO coin 8-card, and then this is an Aeon 5-card. So let's go to John for a moment, and then we will switch to the rigs actually. So which one are we going to do first? Okay, John's going to show you something about the VO.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot out there about VO right now, but the great thing about that is this is our chance to get in on something at the beginning. So right now there's not even an exchange for this yet. So Zach from the Amiibo team is actually working on that right now. But so yeah, this is your chance to get in on the ground floor or something. I know I wish I had gotten in on the ground floor of I don't know how many different coins in my lifetime, but so yeah, not a whole lot is known about this right now.
That's so true. Getting on the ground floor is just
that is the trick.
Right.
That is the trick.
So this is the coin actually moving across the screen right now, as you guys see it. And I'm gonna venture out on the crazy part here, and you should see all 8 cards if you guys can count them, and we should be able to. Oh nope, I can't. Okay, so basically it's just cranking all day, all the time. The calculations are a little bit vague. John, is there any, do we have any kind of solid numbers, at least for today, for what we can expect out of this coin?
VO, I mean, as far as mining, we don't have those numbers yet, but I think this is at least a few dollar coin. So obviously we're not investment people. We're not,
right.
We don't have any advice like that.
So it's a couple dollars per coin. But the amount of coins you could get is really varied.
Yeah, we're not sure yet. We're trying to figure that out.
Right.
But, again, your chance to get on the ground floor or something.
That's true. That's true.
That's why we're excited about this coin, the potential.
Yeah, and we're supporting it. We're going to support this coin. We've run this for probably about 3 weeks, and as far as 8 cards go, we've ran it for 4 days on this for a client. They have 2 rigs. So it's, I think John said it just right, is you don't know what a coin is going to do until it's too late. So if you were wondering, well, what's everybody out there mining, because they can't all be mining the same thing. A lot of people are switching to random other coins just to try them. Now the beauty of this is an NVIDIA 8-card rig, and you don't have to stick with just NVIDIA coins. I mean, you can run the VO coin. You can run any coin that runs on NVIDIA, you can run. So while the rig is for VO right now, it can be for anything that you want. As far as the thousands of coins out there that's mineable, you could mine with them, and it's going to be solid. So that's what's crazy about this. Now this rig is, I'm going to zoom in closer to the rig and kind of give you a little tour of what specifically components I'm using to accomplish this. because I wanted to build a rig that set us up for the future, and I hate when people use Celrons in their rigs. I'm sorry, I'm just not one of those guys. So let me just turn the rig over a little bit for you and try to give you a little tour of what specifically the components I'm using. So this is a Asus Prime Z370 motherboard. We're using an Intel Core 8-core i7 unlocked version. That's why the cooler fan is not your stock cooler fan. And this is the unlocked version with the 8 different adapters. So that's how this motherboard is allowing us to do that. The M.2 slot back there is running our 8th card, and we built the 2 cards on the bottom to help with cooling. You know, there's massive cooling through here. And then we built the 6 cards right up on top there. And those have been pretty solid. I mean, we haven't had any shutdowns. We learned very quickly that the 2 server power supplies in the background were needed. That's what all these yellow cables are for. And we also learned very quickly that the Core i7 unlocked version was necessary for this. Not only that, we want people to be able to mine Walton like these people here. And when you're mining Walton, you're going to need the high-end processor. So that's what's happening.
Hey, I just want to chime in real quick. We got Matt in our chat right now. Matt actually does some work for us here at Digital Gold, and he wanted to set the record straight that one VO is approximately worth $300 to $400. So our numbers were a little bit off, but apparently it's worth $300 to $400 for one VO. So that seems like a good number, don't you think?
It does, it does. Of course, the numbers apparently is how many VO are you actually getting, though. Right. So, I mean, I can't specifically get into this rig for this client to see. That's kind of personal to him. But as far as the other ones, I mean that's $300, $400 without an exchange is amazing.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Okay. All right. So the other coin I wanted to show you was this this Aeon coin. Okay. Now Aeon, we've actually been mining Aeon even longer. So I don't know if we can see this here for people, but this is an Aeon rig. So this is actually running Ubuntu, if you can see that, and you can see the amount it's running. This is NVIDIA 5 card. We have not been able to figure out how to run more than 5 cards on Aeon, but the NVIDIA rig is running actually AMD processor with a Strix board and a high-end one that can also do Walton. So the beauty of this is that it will allow us to do Walton. The Aeon coin is sitting at about $1.48 right now, and the amount of coins, of course, is going to vary on the pools and what. Now this is actually on a pool, so that's kind of cool. Now, as far as support for this, kind of sucks because this is Ubuntu, and of course Ubuntu doesn't really play well with Splash Top. So with that, what we have to do is we're just gonna have to have this rig set up, and then you're just basically gonna have to check your wallet if you mine this Aeon coin. Now, I didn't really think Aeon was that powerful until I really looked into it more as far as the potential versus the VO. Now, the VO is a solid rig because it's going to allow you to do so many other coins with the 8 cards. The Aeon rig with 5 cards can switch immediately over to Walton, no configuring. And what I love about the VO is the potential to move from Ubuntu to Windows to any other miners, and that is so new. There's nobody, I mean, it's basically pre-mining because there's nobody else doing the actual mining on the main channel. There's nobody out there running these rigs besides like people who got in early, and like I heard about it from an unidentified source.
Sounds mysterious.
Yes, I did. And so we started right away, and I'm going to show you just how crazy we were with the Aeon. So believe it or not, that is Ubuntu, that is Ubuntu, that is Ubuntu, and there is another one right over there, which is Ubuntu, all running the Aeon coin. So there are now 5 Aeon rigs in the mine, which is incredible for a coin that is basically, we're basically pre-mining a coin here. And I was in crypto, right? Me and John were in it right in the beginning, with 2013 at least. And to be able to pre-mine was something not even possible. There's no way you could pre-mine. There's no way you could get the information, know the right people or any of that. And we're here publicly showing you that it's totally right here. Right here it is. Pre-mining coins before they're even released on the public and before they're even on an exchange. They're not even on exchanges yet, and we're mining the coins. Like, how ridiculous is that?
I think Aeon actually is on exchanges.
Aeon is.
Aeon is, but
Neo is not.
Neo is not.
Neo's not on an exchange. What do you think happens when a coin goes on an exchange that's already valued at $300? It's going to go up.
It goes up.
Every time. Now it can crash, of course.
Yeah.
Woo! But it goes up. And a lot of that is people that pre-mine, seeing it, pumping it,
right.
selling it.
Right.
So you got to take the risk. Do we have any other questions?
It looks like somebody in here is already mining Aeon himself. So
he's mining Aeon.
He is.
Yes.
He doesn't like that we're sharing it with people.
But yes, absolutely.
Understandably so. But
so let's go back over here. I wanted to show you this. Let me see. I'm just gonna jump right over you. I don't know if it's possible. Run over my wires this way. All right. Now, I want to give a special shout out to this rig over here. I totally forgot about this last time, and this just got built this week. This is a special rig to me, just for this week here. Just for this week. He gets the shout out for the week. This is Andy's 81. Andy's 81 here, brand new Walton rig running the, of course, 6 cards Walton, as many as we can reasonably manage. And Andy's 81 contacted me like a regular client did and said, hey, I'd like to mine with you. Just the normal pathway to the big bunker. And then after the purchase, told me that he had been watching the Digital Gold channel since we were in Pennsylvania, in the apartment, basically in down there in Pennsylvania. That's insane. So special shout out to him, a faithful YouTube follower, watched us the entire time and bought a rig, didn't even tell us who he was until after he bought the rig. And it is actually really cold right here. I mean, you can really feel the cold air. I wonder if the fans are stopping some of the airflow.
Gotta check into that.
I mean, I don't understand how that...
It's weird.
The temperature went down. So how many people we got in the chat?
We got about 33 people watching.
33
right now.
people. Okay, let me get a stool and we're gonna chit chat with you guys, because this is awesome. Let's switch it over to this side so people can see the rigs, because they're probably wondering what the heck, how we're doing all this. So let me go check the temperature again, because this is crazy. No, see, now it's at 86.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we want to answer some questions for you guys, because as you know, we're learning through this entire process. We did not acquire millions of dollars from investors to come in here and buy a warehouse and buy the electric and buy the cooling systems and then say, we're selling mining contracts. We did not do that. We literally started with some rigs in a basement, a YouTube channel, and you guys have seen the entire process. So it's only because of this YouTube chat that we're able to do any of this. So
absolutely.
What do we got going on here? Who's here? We got a YouTube watcher here. He's from back in the day. He has been a good critic.
Critic, really?
Yeah, he criticizes a lot of what we do. but I really appreciate the way he does it, because he still likes us.
Oh, that's good.
But he tells us what the heck we're doing wrong.
Well, we do a lot wrong, but we get a lot right too.
We gotta learn. We got so much to learn. Okay, so what is YouTube Watcher doing? He says, oh, he's just saying hey.
Yeah.
Well, we are fixing the heat issues. It is a work in progress. It's not an immediate thing. So Robert Truman is with us today. Robert Truman is, I'm sitting right next to his rig. Robert Truman, I want you to know that I replaced your Sapphire Nitro cards with Strix RX 580 cards. Yes, sir. Just in case you were wondering how the heck I got your rig working again, that's what I did. So the Nitro cards are actually shipped off to our guy to get them fixed, and hopefully we can figure out what's going on. What are you guys mining out there? I'm also curious what you're mining, because the only reason that anybody is mining right now is because they believe in coins.
Yes, they believe in long-term future, because it's pretty bad out there. It's pretty bad.
Of 20,000, what is it? Is that considered a fourth
of what it is now?
Yeah,
I mean, we're basically a third.
A third.
Yeah,
we're a third of the value of what it was.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, that is so bad.
Yeah, but that's way up from the beginning of last year. So.
Because last year was like 1,000.
It was about 1,000, so we're still way up.
So we're still $6,000. We're still $5,000 higher than we were last year.
Yeah.
So if we do see another pump, we could break through the 20,000 easy.
We could.
But I think my most frustrating thing is Captain Happy. Hey, yo. I don't like that none of these coins are holding their own. I wish that Bitcoin could fall and one of the coins could stay up and hold its own, aside from the fluctuation.
Right.
It bothers me in two things. One, it's exciting because it proves that Bitcoin is king. Does it not? All the haters out there say that, oh, Bitcoin's trash, blah, 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 we're creating a new coin. But yet, when Bitcoin tumbles down to a third of what it was at, did I say that right? Then people lose all their money in their coin that they created. So Bitcoin is still king.
Remember the flippening?
The flippening!
I enjoyed that.
From Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash.
Well, that was more Ethereum. But there was that as well.
The cashioning.
Yes.
The cashioning.
That's...
Flippening. Let's all flip to Ethereum. And you know, for a second you think about that, you're like, oh man, it might be the new coin. But look at Ethereum right now. It's just as crappy as Bitcoin in the price.
Right.
It's so bad.
Everything is bad.
But people still are turning their rigs, keeping their rigs on. They're still buying rigs. These are current clients. And I haven't sold anything to new clients intentionally, and I paused sales because I wanted to handle the heat and electric issue. I wanted to, absolutely. And
we're good now.
I didn't feel like it was right to introduce clients into a startup situation where the breaker panels are blowing and we can't keep the temperature at a reasonable degrees. Now that we can, I think we're ready to take on some more rigs. And oh my goodness, I just thought of this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and talk about this for a second because this is very important. This is very important. Okay, can you see me good? Okay. Do you know what you don't have in your garage is an evaporative cooling wall, and you're burning up in your house and your wife's going, we gotta get these rigs out of here. Yeah, we got an evaporative cooling wall. So you know what? Just send us your rig and we'll take care of it for you. It's your rig. You already put the hot in, time, sweat, blood, tears into it. So just ship it to us and we'll host it here, take care of it for you, because it's too hot in your garage. And if you want it back, you can have it back. By all means, if it's ice cold in the winter time and you're like, I could run it cheaper than they can run it, go right ahead, take it back. But for seriousness, we've got thousands of dollars, probably, I don't even know, maybe $10,000 probably invested in cooling in here alone, of just the money from you guys. I mean, it's not from investors, it's from you investing in your own rig to keep them cool. So it's a perfect system. Bring us your rig. You gotta bring us your rig. There's no, I mean, it's too hot. Why would you run it at your house? Why would you do such a thing? I don't know. I wouldn't. If I knew about this in 2013, you better believe it. It would have made sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our bad. We should have kept running.
We should have kept running in 2013.
Every year.
Every year. Never shut off your rig.
That's why these guys haven't shut off their rig.
That's true. That's true.
Even though profit's down,
that's true.
they see the long-term potential.
It is the long-term view. I agree. Oh, John.
I got to remember to keep my mic on.
We got to put it right here so you can just beep it. Oh, man. Okay, so more difficulty, less blocks you find. Yeah, that's true. That's true. This is from G Miner Crypto. He's saying that you lose it, but why does it say 4 hours and 30 minutes? Is that just whatever? All right.
We've been working on this stream for at least that long. I can tell you that.
That's so true. The aluminum structure you may have in the water wall, you could use the same material if you some days decided to build some light walls there. What are light walls? You need armed guard to protect that equipment.
Oh, we're
yes, good. Don't worry about that. We're definitely good on the protection of the equipment. Yes. Thank you for your concern, YouTube watcher. Due to the security measures that we have in place, I am not allowed to discuss those things in detail. But yes, if you're a client of ours, you may ask. Right. Yes, you're fine. Trust me. You're double, triply fine. Okay. So is 75 degrees too hot for an AMD RX 588 gigabyte to run at? No, not at all. I would say 85, 90-ish is probably too much. But it probably will shut off around 75 just because of the limiter they have on there. I meant lightweight walls if you want to do some airflow compartments. That aluminum alone was like 800 bucks.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to build any compartments.
Maybe. If this doesn't work out, which it will, maybe we'll look into it.
That would be very expensive compartments. All new cards coming out soon. Better for returns. Well, I don't know. What's your experience with that, with a new card coming out?
Well, I feel like the Vega kind of didn't live up to what we were hoping for, so any new card, I don't get that excited until we see what the actual returns are. So, I mean, do you know of anything that's?
Well, no. I mean, they announced the NVIDIA 1011 Ti.
Okay.
If I said that right, and 1180 Ti, I think it is. Oh my goodness, all these numbers. But again, yes, I don't know if I think I'm going to hope for any massive mega hash until we see hard numbers. Right. I mean, the Vega was a complete disaster. So, danger electrified? I don't know what that means. But, yeah. Cool, thanks, says JoJo. I'm jealous of your water wall. Well, you don't have to be jealous. You can put your rig here and it'll stay cool. I mean, if I had my beeper, I might have my beeper over here. Let me go check my beeper, and I'll be right back because I'm very curious.
I don't recommend that you build your own water wall. It has been a headache, but ultimately it'll be great. But it's taken a lot of doing to get this in.
All right, I'm gonna pull you over a little closer. That's probably good enough. I'm gonna go see what this wall is actually doing, okay, during the cold sections, all right? So, yeah, 68 degrees, 68, okay? So if we go to a hotter area where there's heat coming out, 92 degrees. You see how important it is to have water on the water wall? Let's go over here where there's lots of heat too. Yeah, 92 degrees. This is 68. What's down here at the bottom? 68. 68. What is a rig? What is a rig on the thing? 106 what's the rig ambient temperature right next to the rig? 78 degrees. Do you see that? 68 on the wall, 78 air hitting the rig, and the rig's running, of course, at 104, which is actually really good because even I estimate them to run at about 140 degrees. So we're like way under, like 40 degrees under what I planned for. So this wall is incredible. It is absolutely the hottest part of the day. It is the hottest part.
Yes, and it doesn't feel bad.
Nope. So what has happened is the sun starts back there actually, and you can see it in the morning, and it goes onto the building, onto the roof, and down over there. Every hour of the day, it is just beaming on the roof and heating up this entire building. And there's no letdown, there's no shade, there's no trees, and there's no clouds. And we are cooler in here than it is outside. And we have...
That's hard to believe, but it's true.
It's so true. It feels good in here.
Yeah.
And it feels too hot outside, not because of the shade. And keep in mind, we have 100,000 BTUs of heat in here.
I don't know how we're doing it.
It is a massive amount of numbers to crunch in your head to think about. 3,000 gallons of water an hour, 104 to 40 degrees graphics cards, over 300 graphics cards running at full capacity with ASICs, with the sun beaming down on the building the entire time, and air of 55,000 cubic feet per minute moving through the system. This is legit. I think it's like hitting me for real this time. It's taken me this long to realize.
We've come a long way.
That's amazing. I'm so excited. Is mining on a GPU profitable these days? Absolutely. It's profitable even with the fee structure we have, and our fee structure is one to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
You will not find something out there like that.
Yeah. We're pretty unique in what we do here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely profitable. Even in this down market, can you imagine how profitable it'll be if the market turns around, which I'm pretty sure it will at some point.
Oh,
so.
We'll see $60, $70 a day per rigs. Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when the market turns, there's no doubt in my mind that these rigs will be pulling. But at that time, it's going to be too late for these people because we're going to be back ordered. It's going to be a madhouse, and the current clients are already going to be turning in their profits to be able to upgrade to these new cards. So it's not. I'm very impressed with the people who got in when they did because I think they see the long term. But they're also probably miners from back in the day. So
probably.
Yeah. Are you already using over 50 kilowatts there? I don't know the math of electric. I don't know what that is.
It's probably more than that.
It's probably more than that. I don't know what 50 kilowatts is. Can you translate that back down into like watts or something for me? I don't know.
Bernie wants to know what our estimated water costs are.
Estimated water cost?
Right.
We haven't got the bill yet.
We'll see. We will see.
I'll tell you, our electric costs are thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Literally thousands. So, yeah. But that's the price of doing business, so what are you going to do?
Yep.
Tough to keep up profits on a coin like Walton. You need to find something new almost. Well, we just announced it.
We just talked about.
I don't know if you were here. We just announced the Aeon and VO rigs. Yep, Aeon VO rigs. We support them 100% now. The Aeon is running on Ubuntu. The VO is running on Windows 10. 100%. We will take care of you. That's really what the business here is about. Selling rigs is, of course, amazing. Supporting rigs if you ship them to us, but support is what I care about because I don't want you to be like a temporary thing here. I want you to be with us for the long term. And like these guys, I mean, that rig right there, Sensei moved from Pennsylvania to a barn in Kentucky and then to here in this warehouse. I mean, that rig has literally traveled across the U.S.
It's going
following the digital gold along the way. So, oh man, It's awesome. Do you have to pay to get a new transformer? Yes, sort of. So it's sort of. So what they do is when they set you a transformer, they credit your account the price of electric discounted to make it equally profitable for them to pay their transformer back in roughly 5 years, and then they charge you the billing of the electric. So what they expect you to do is when you set the transformer to already have that much power ready to be pushed through the system. Otherwise, the bill that you're paying, which would be, of course, thousands of dollars a month, just to have the transformer there, has to be justified by the amount of electricity that you're using. So if you just go and set a transformer and you don't put anything on it, you're still going to pay thousands of dollars because they're charging you for the transformer and crediting your electric. So technically you get free electric with the transformer, technically. But in reality, you're paying for the transformer, so you better run electric through it as much as possible. So one rig at 800 watts would pull about 576 watts a month. Kilowatts a month, okay? So John can do the numbers. So that's easy. So each rig here is an average of 2,000 watts. So what is that math? At the 800, put the 2,000 there. How did you, well, we're missing a number, aren't we? Well, no, you can do the divide, right?
Yeah, I think we're looking at like 1 million kilowatts.
We're using 1 million kilowatts?
Probably something like that.
Woo! 1 million kilowatts! Is that one rig? Oh, yeah, but we don't know how many cards are on that rig. Is 1,000 watt powerful enough for a 6-card AMD RX 580 8 gigabyte? No. No. I got a 6-card over here. Let me show you. This is actually a guy who started with us, and man, it feels so good right here. Oh, here's a 6-card. Here's a 6-card right here. This is a 6-card. Let's see. So, what we got? Woo! Sorry about the camera. Woo! We need a stabilizer. Okay, so this is a 6-card running a Strix. These are all 8 gigabyte cards, by the way. This is running a Strix, a MSI. Blanket out here. Gaming X. This is an FXX. This is a Aros. This is another FXX. These two are identical, and then these two are identical. This is a 6-card. This is 850 watts, and then this is 1,200 watts. So you're looking at roughly around, let's say 12 to 1,500 watts should run your 6-card rig correctly. Because you got to think your motherboard is probably taking 100 to 200 watts, and your risers alone are taking a lot of watts. So if you could get your cards physically on your board, then you could do it, but the issue is you can't. So you're gonna have to have a lot more wattage. So yeah. Man, these are some good questions.
Yeah, something Mr. Ander just asked. It's kind of funny because we talked about this before, is would putting ice in the water make things even colder?
That is so true.
And we have talked about that.
Yeah.
But we haven't come up with an answer to that yet. We kind of want to try.
We should try it. We'll try it. How about that? We'll get some ice. I mean, I don't even know how much ice you would need.
We would need buckets and buckets and buckets every day.
Okay, so John will run the numbers, and if he thinks it's worth it, we'll do 1 day of ice because it's going to cost hundreds of dollars, and we're gonna have to do the temperatures of outside at the same time.
Yeah.
We'd have to know the same day. So if there's this stretch of like 5 days where the temperature is the same, then one of those days we could do an ice test.
It'd be interesting. It would make for a good video, I think, if nothing else.
John doesn't want it to work because he knows I'll be spending a lot of money in ice.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He'll go, Jared, 10 degrees for that amount of money in ice is not worth it. So, anyways, if we fill the rigs here though, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think ice would be, I mean, that's another 5, 10, 15, 20 more rigs. Yeah, we probably would have to look into something like that on the hot days. Do you know any ice companies near Paducah, Kentucky that could deliver ice for free? We'll take it. You got any extra shavings of ice you don't need? Are you chopping some blocks and you don't need them? We'll take them.
Nick says to get a deep freeze and just get an ice block mold.
A deep freeze with an ice block mold?
Yeah, I don't know how we would get it out of there though.
And how much are the deep freezes?
Well, I mean, you can get one for maybe $500. I don't know.
Really?
Maybe. I mean, just like a freezer.
But the beauty of where we're at, John, let's be real. Although the summers are hot, they're really not that long.
Right.
We really only have to worry about like 8 months of cool for what, 4 months of heat?
If that, yeah.
Yeah, the cost ratio for investment may not be worth it. So
we should build an ice skating rink according to this guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, when I had the HVAC guy come in here, he was like, he could not believe the amount of heat.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have this wall, we didn't have these fans. I just had those 2 black fans back there. And he was like, this is astounding how much heat. And he's like writing the numbers, because of course he wants to sell me an HVAC unit. You know, and he like came up with like, I gotta sell you like 5 units, all doing like one blowing here, one blowing here. He's like, you just don't even want to know the price. He didn't even tell me the price, because I'm sure it's like over 100 grand, easy. And he's like, I don't know how much money you want to put into this place, but if you throw a couple of fans on this sucker and it works, leave it. So I'm gonna, once we get this wall done, I'm gonna call him up and have him come in again, because I want him to see like, bravo, bravo, you went from this little corner fan sucker to this massive wall with, I mean, gallons of air. I would love to do a stream out there someday and talk in front of the fans, because it's just like, when the rain hits the building, so here's the building, when the rain comes, the rain literally goes like this. We watched it in slow-mo.
Oh, yeah?
And sometimes if it's small enough, the drops break when they hit the air. That's how much air is being pumped out of the back. Just like, all for the sake of cooling. Oh, we would love to see you test that. 110 horsepower water chiller will cool 40 gallons of water by 15 feet. I don't know what that means.
15 Fahrenheit, 15 degrees.
Oh. Okay. Well, we need to cool around. Yeah. How do you cool about 150 gallons? Do-la-do-la-do-la. Give me those numbers. How do you cool 150 gallons of water? And it's recycled too. I don't know if that works.
We'll look into it.
We will look into it, because you got to remember, the water that's being recycled is actually cycling through. Again, I wish there was a way. I need to set up other cameras, because there's no way for you to see everything in here at once. You know, like I can't take the camera down there and show you, but I could throw a zoom lens on it. We'd have to move the card, but water cooler sounds like the way to go. Now everybody supports the water cooler. Water cooler, water cooler.
We'll look into it.
Are you unsatisfied with 85 degrees? Really? Seriously now, it's 85 degrees in here. This is a good temperature. We're in short sleeves. This is a good temperature.
I'm comfortable.
I'm comfortable too. I'm gonna go check it. Just 400 bucks for what? For the 110 horsepower?
I guess so.
Okay, it's 87. All right, 87, prime spot, hottest part of the day. It's definitely not 9 o'clock, but yeah, 5 o'clock, hottest part of the day, 87 degrees. So that's pretty much the biggest reason we haven't streamed, is because managing the heat issue, as well as the electric. We blew some breakers. Somebody says they're at 85. He's pretty happy. Last year was 100. Wow. That is very impressive. What'd you do? Shut off 3 rigs? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I hope not. So.
Yeah, I like these suggestions here. This is great.
Hey, we're all about it.
We're willing to try some stuff here.
Mr. Albert 11, I think he has a rig with us. He says that, yeah, he says that it is the way to go. He has a rig here. I'm pretty sure he has a rig here. YouTube watcher, no, we would not stack more than 1 rig on there. No way. I don't believe in doubling up rigs. I'm going to show you where we're putting the rigs. Here's where we're putting new clients. All right. So obviously this row, you know, it rows 1. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. Is that 5? Nope, that's 5. 5 and 6. Row 6. Okay. Then it runs into row 7, row 8, row 9, row 10, right there. So what we've done is I just don't believe in double stacking. I just don't think that's a good idea. So what I've decided to do was, you probably saw it in the beginning of the video if you started with us, but that reasonably holds 5 rigs comfortably. Plenty of space, plenty of airflow, and ways to get to work on them. So there is the next spot for the newest client, or client that wants to buy another rig, basically. But that's where it's gonna go, right there, ready to go. See the network line? It's already like patched in, ready for firing up. But we would add the rigs right here across this row here, but it's way far away from the ceiling. See, our electric boxes are already ready to go, and the rigs would only go 5 across. So literally what you see here would be matched the same here. I'm not double stacking on the rows and cutting it too close. Then if that isn't enough and it gets absolutely bonkers, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see if they can see that. That is where they will go. See that space down there? That's where they'll go. So there's plenty of floor space down there all the way to our ramp to put the rig. So plenty of room, and the patch for all the electric is already being run on the other side of that wall. See the other side? So that's that side we're patching in for the top row, and then that other side on that other beam will drop down, the electric lines will drop down and then make their way to the floor. So, oh, there's probably an easier view for the floors right there. Yeah, there, that floor. So when you stood here, you would actually see rigs on this row, and then way down there, you're gonna see rigs going that way. So we're not gonna do anything more than that. I mean, realistically, John, I mean, you don't wanna add too many rigs before it's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle just to add more rigs. It's not. So what do you say? We're at about 50 rigs here, you know, anywhere from 2 to 8 card.
Right.
So I would say another 50. That's probably my cap. After that, we're going to another building. I don't want to push it. It's going to be too much in electric. We're going to have to set a transformer, and the cooling is going to be outrageous if you tried to add another 100 in here.
Oh yeah.
And the problem is, we wouldn't sell rigs in the winter because it's cooler and think, oh, we're fine, because we would know what's going to happen in the summer. And if we're at 85 now with a half working wall, if we have a full working wall and full fans, getting 85 next summer with another 50 rigs is going to be at capacity, no doubt, no doubt. So we might even have to put evaporative cooling in the main door. I mean, we might.
Yeah, sure.
Why not? That'll be the tallest evaporative cooling wall ever. What is that, 20 foot tall wall? UPS is gonna never make deliveries here again. Yeah, they closed in the docks, all 3 of them. Then they made me go through the main door down there, which I had to drop the lift gate. Then they closed that in. I'm done. Oh man. Which pool are we on for Aeon? Let's go to that pool. Let's go check it out. Where's my feed? I'm coming that way. I'm coming that way. All right, let's go check it out. I'll go to take you back to these Aeon, because these Aeon are pretty freaking legit. The VO rigs are my personal favorite for the amount of power that they have, but the Aeon is one of those coins that I just have a lot of belief in. So let me see if I can pull this up here. The problem is it's Ubuntu. So let me see here real quick. Okay, so we are on this Aeon rig. It's Aeon online. Hold on. Whoop. Aeon pool online.online. It's real basic. Pool stats. I guess we can go to that. I mean, this is pre-mined coin, guys. I mean, there's not a lot of info out. John, you want to go over the info that we have on Aeon and VO again? Just real quick, just for anybody that's new here that missed it.
Yeah, so Aeon is only worth about $1.50 right now, but its all-time high was a little over 10 bucks, so definitely a lot of room for improvement there. Like
do they have a website?
Aeon, I believe, does not have a website.
Wow.
Not yet, anyway. Neither does VO. VO is the other coin we talked about, which is apparently worth between $300 and $400, but there's no exchange for that yet. So
we have an exchange for we have an exchange for which one again?
Yeah, Aeon is on Binance. VO is not on anything yet, but they are working on an exchange. The creator is, so okay. There will hopefully be something soon.
All right. Let's go to the chat real quick and then see if we're missing anything. The thin monitor, yeah. Yeah, they're super lightweight. Yeah, they're super lightweight. I like them. They're only $100 bucks. But basically, if I wanted a rig, how would I even do that? Can we show them that?
Sure. You can go to our website here, digi.io. We got all of our rigs here. We got the Aeon rig, we got the VO rig, Walton, AMD rig. So you just click on this VO rig. Got 2 options for you: the 6 card and 8 card. Buy a VO rig. Just fill out this form, choose what you want, and we'll start building it for you as soon as we can. So that's how you do it, digi.io.
Wow, that was only like three clicks.
Pretty easy.
Wow.
Pretty easy.
Woo! All right, so yeah, basically we do support AMD and NVIDIA now, if you were wondering, and we haven't had anybody really investing into AMD recently. The most recent, of course, is Walton, which was over there, and then we are moved into our VO, and this is an Aeon. So again, these can run Walton if you don't have 8 cards. Aeon can switch to Walton immediately, and we will support if you wanted to switch to a Walton, like that's a Walton. We will support that, but it just, I mean, there's a lot involved with configuring, and the point I would say is, can you build rigs cheaper on your own, at your own? Yeah, for sure. But you got to go do all the research yourself. You got to make sure it works, and you got to test it, and it's just a pain in the butt. I mean, I've been there. And so, mining for myself, it just is so frustrating, and I enjoy everything I've learned over those 5 years to support people here, because I want them to have the ease of use, to not have to think about it. What do I have to buy? Where do I have to hook this up? How do I cool this? You don't have to think about any of that stuff. I mean, it's just done. So, yeah. I think we offer an amazing service here, and I'm very happy with our clients, and I try to take care of them as best I can. So,
We can't do this without you.
no, we cannot. No, we cannot. Do we have anybody else in there that we didn't get to? Somebody says,
Bernie wants to know if there's any caves we can store the stuff in.
yeah, it's Mother Nature cooling. Again,
I'm sure that might be a problem.
we only have to do this for a few months.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Token swap is still not done. No, it's not. That is so frustrating. Isn't that Captain Happy? I don't know if you have a rig here or not, but I agree. There is none. That's the problem. We all thought it was going to be like April. So I'm really frustrated with that they haven't done the swap. I do think that when they do the swap, that we're going to see the difficulty get reset. And it's going to allow for the clients who are already mining to be cranking in some serious Walton coin, as well as give the chance for new people to get on it. So the GMNs and MNs will of course get some bonuses, but rightly so. You got 50, 60 grand in Walton just chilling, and you don't need it for your daily life. So I mean, more power to them. I am not one of them, but for the amount of difficulty that Walton is right now, it's a little bit too high to make it reasonable to last the 5 years on its current difficulty track. So it's going to need some kind of a reset of Walton. So yeah, but anyways, we're wrapping up here, guys. We think it's really fun, and we're going to stream more, right?
Yeah.
We are going to stream more. More about the cooling wall, more about updates about what we're doing here, because it's been too long and not enough. And thank you. And welcome, John. You guys put in the comments right now who guessed it. I don't know if anybody guessed that it was going to be John.
Some people thought it was going to be Andy.
They did. They thought it was Andy. I'm sorry, it's not Andy. It's John. So thank you all.
Thanks.
Order your rig or ship us your rig.
Yep.
We'll be here to support you. All of our current clients, thank you for holding strong on the downturn. Bye, guys.